Download the BCSN Plus app today. Local sports all the time. Visit BCSNNation.com for details. Discounts may apply. Baseball with Bruce is brought to you by State Farm agent Julie Spann Johnson. Covering your bases and protecting your future. Call Julie for all of your insurance needs.
What a week in high school baseball. No better person to break it down with than Bruce Johnson. Bruce, thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Let's begin with Division 5. Ottawa Hills taking on a juggernaut in Coldwater. Your thoughts on the matchup?
I like Ottawa Hills. Hey, Coldwater's won 9 state titles for a reason. They're very good. But Colin Hennessy will be going to the mound, and I feel real confident about this Ottawa Hills Green Bear team. Hey, Chris Hardman's been there, done it all in 45 years.
Let's go to D4. Napoleon, kind of a surprising exit. In his past 3 games, it scored 33 runs and it ends up getting shut out in the regional semis. But what do you make of the season for the Wildcats?
Eric Sprague is to be complimented like you wouldn't believe. What a great team Napoleon was all season long. They happened to run into a hot Cleveland Benedictine team and they couldn't get it done, but they have nothing to be ashamed of.
And then in D3, a controversial finish to the St. Francis Walker-Panetic game. How do you think this tipped the scales in the final result?
It's deflating, and you know Bobby Edgell told his team, I'm sure, hey, we just got to stay and play baseball. They're not going to change the call. But I'll tell you what, very tough way for them to bow out, and what a great season, some great players at St. Francis.
And then we go to Division 2, Anthony Wayne, first team in our area to punch its ticket to the Final Four after an 11-inning thriller. If you think back to a few weeks ago, you've been high on the Generals all season long. They were your bet to make it to the state Final Four. What do you make of this dominant run for the Generals?
I think they can win it all. You know, they played a very talented schedule this year. The state's not too big for them. They want to do something different this year and bring the title home. But I love Ryan Donnelly's comment. I was emotionally and physically spent after the game. Can you imagine that 11-inning
thriller? That's a lot in the majors, let alone high school. And then as for Clay in Division 2, you've been following Clay's journey throughout this postseason. Underdog is the word to describe the Eagles, but heart is also another word to describe this team.
Absolutely. Jimmy Phillips, you're to be patted on the back and complimented. Your Clay Eagles represented the Oregon community with pride, and they never quit. They were being no-hit, with 1 out in the 7th inning.
Unreal.
They put 3 hits together to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. They never quit all year.
Division 1, Perrysburg facing Medina, game postponed with the game tied 2-2. The weather got to the matchup, but still, the teams are going to get a chance to punch their ticket to the Final Four.
Everybody thought Perrysburg wasn't the same team that they have been in past years. They just went out and beat a Massillon-Jackson team that hadn't lost anybody. They had 2 losses all year. They hadn't given up a run in the tournament. The stage is not too big for Perrysburg. They are not going to be in awe of anybody.
Which team is your team of the week?
It's the St. Francis Knights. You know, they started out, the record wasn't the greatest, but Bobby Edgell, the way he managed the team this year, they just got better and better each and every week, and I was not surprised to see them make a run as far as they did.
St. Francis, 21 wins this season, wrapping up the year after that regional final loss, but it's its highest win total in 8 years. Who's your player of the week?
Owen Espinoza. Now think about this. 8-0 with an 0.24 ERA for Napoleon. He was dynamic all season long, was the co-NLL Cardinal Player of the Year along with Landon Eversman at Clay. Good decision, coaches. I'll tell you what a career he had out there, and just think about that. 8-0 with an 0.24 ERA.
That doesn't even sound right.
It doesn't sound right.
It's video game numbers.
It is. I had to double check.
Fantastic. Let's go to your top 10. It's kind of more of the same here. Anthony Wayne has been your #1 team really throughout the season, but I'm curious, number 3 and number 4, what puts Perrysburg above St. Francis?
The only reason I made that switch is Perrysburg's still alive and fighting for a state title. That's no disrespect to St. Francis. I have great respect for them. I'll tell you what, all those teams in the top 10 had tremendous season, but 3 of them are still fighting for state titles.
Bruce Johnson joining us in studio. Thank you so much, Bruce.
Thanks, Joe.